Are you worried about the factories cutting prices, or are we looking for problems because no one's quite brave enough to say, look, we're on the right track now?
I think the data over the past couple of days, including this morning, has been a bit of a mixed bag. Obviously, yesterday's inflation numbers, and as you talk about the PMIs today, mentioning that prices are falling, that sort of takes inflation into the ECB's discomfort zone. But I think when you actually look at the PMIs in terms of output growth, it's all pointing to the strongest since 2011 at least, and going back even further than that in some instances.
But I guess my question is, does the ECB, does Draghi look at these PMI numbers and see the positive, or does he look at these falling prices, on the back of the 0.5% inflation number we had yesterday, and think something needs to be done sooner rather than later?
I think he'll look at the numbers with a touch of trepidation, but the inflation numbers yesterday, there were some particular factors there, the timing of Easter, etc., that pushed that down to 0.5. It's going to jump up next month. I think from Draghi's perspective, yes, and clearly the ECB does have one eye on deflationary pressures, deflationary threat that's there, but I don't think they think that we're there yet, and I think they'll look at the growth components of the PMIs and think, well, actually, the economy is going better than perhaps we expected.
Which is why you probably don't think anything's going to happen Thursday, right?
No, I think that's right. I think you're going to see the ECB say, this is our forward guidance. We told you rates are going to stay on hold for a considerable period. I think there might be a bit of strengthening of that, perhaps, trying to talk the exchange rate down a bit. And of course, exchange rate's been a large part of the disinflationary forces that we've seen over the past year or so. So it's going to be really all talk, no action, I think, for the ECB.
And what's that going to do to the market? While he might talk about the exchange rate in an effort to control it, it's not going to be long before we're back at 140, is it?
Well, potentially. I think you're right in a way that the market, they know that the ECB's only talking about it. It's really not that prepared to back that up with action. So I don't think it'll have any material impact on the level of the exchange rate. As I said, it is so much talk, but we're a long way from any move at all in terms of an easing in policy, and certainly a mile away from any talk of QE.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay. When do you think that talk of QE might start?
Well, talk of it started already. I think actually, but actually, we don't see. Here we don't see any move towards QE because we think inflation will pick up through the remainder of this year. We've got inflation well above 1% by the end of this year. When it's in that territory, the ECB is never going to resort to QE.